Okay, welcome back. In this video, we are going to cover something called Boolean logic, which will be the building blocks for creating logic and decisions inside of your C# scripts. So for now, we have learned about 3 different types of data: strings, integers, and floats. There is another data type that exists, which is called Booleans, or bool for short. Bools are extremely simple because they only have 2 possible values, which are true or false. So we can create a bool variable just like we did with the other data types. The default value for a bool is false, so if you want it to be true, you'll have to make sure to set it equals true. We don't need to choose the value of a bool ourselves. We can actually set a bool to be equal to a statement. This is called Boolean logic. Boolean logic is simply writing statements that evaluate to be true or false. If the statement is true, then the bool will be true, and if the statement is false, then the bool will be false. So to make these statements, we have to basically compare values together. To do so, we will use comparison operators. So here's a recap of all the comparison operators that exist inside of C#. The first one is the basic equal operator. As you can see, this operator has 2 equal signs because the simple 1 equal sign is what we used to assign a value to a variable like we saw in the last section. So to distinguish them, we use the double equal sign. For example, 1 double equal 1 would return true. But if you say 1 double equal 2, that will return false. Or you can say something like Liam double equal to Liam, that would be true. And Liam double equal to Noah, that would be false. Simple enough. Next off, we have got the not equal to operator. This one is symbolized with an exclamation mark and then an equal sign. This operator is the exact opposite of the equal operator. It will return true when 2 values are not equal to each other. So for example, 1 not equal to 2 will return true because 1 isn't equal to 2. But if we say something like 1 not equal to 1, this will return false. Then we have got the greater than sign, which will return true if the first number is greater than the second number. So 5 greater than 1 would be true, but 1 greater than 2 will be false. Of course, we have got the less than sign, which will return true if the first number is smaller than the second number. So 1 smaller than 5 would be true, but 2 smaller than 1 is false. There exists also the greater than or equal to and the less than or equal to operators. So if we say, for example, 1 is greater than 1, this will return false. But if we say 1 is greater or equal to 1, well, this would be true. Alright, so now we're going to be creating a C# script and we'll be creating bool variables and assigning to them a statement, and then we'll print out the bool variable to see what value it has. Okay, so I'm inside of Unity now and I'm going to create a new C# script called Boolean logic. Once it has been created, I'll double click on it to open it up inside of my text editor. Inside the start function, I will create a private bool variable called statement1 that will start off really simply by setting it equal to 1 equals 1. So now let's print out the value of statement1. Next off, I'll create another bool variable and this one here will be called statement2 and we will set it equal to 5 greater than 5. I will also print the value of this variable. A last one, I will set statement3 to be equal to 500 not equal to 300. And then I'll print out the value of statement 3. So let's go over them together and figure out what should get printed out to the Unity console. So starting off, we have got 1 equals 1, which is true of course, and so the statement 1 will be true, which means that true should get printed out onto the Unity console. The second one is 5 greater than 5, which is false because 5 is not greater than 5, and so this one should print out false. The last one is checking if 500 is not equal to 300, which is true, and so this one here will print out true. So our predictions are true, false, and then true. Let's go inside of Unity. We will remove the old C# script and drag and drop the new one that we just created. And now let's press the play button. As you can see, we were correct. True, false, and then true again got printed out. Let me give you another example. Let's create an integer variable called age, and I'll make it public so that I can tweak the value of it inside of the Unity inspector. Now inside of the start function, I'll create a bool called isAdult, and I'll set it equal to age greater than or equal to 18. So this bool will be equal to true whenever our age variable is at least equal to 18 or more, and it will be equal to false if the age is anything less than 18. Okay, so let's save our script and test this out inside of Unity. So first of all, I will choose a value like 10, and if we press the play button, you'll see that false gets printed out. But now, if we change the value of age to something like 18, it will print out true. Okay, so now that we understand the basics of Boolean logic, we're going to make things a little more interesting by combining several conditional statements together. There exist two different symbols to add conditional statements together, which are the double ampersand and the double pipe character. Let's start off with the double ampersand, which is the AND operator. This operator will return true only if the statements on its left and the statement on its right are true. So for example, if we say 1 equals 1 and 2 equals 2, then this will return true because both statements are true. But what happens if we say 1 equals 1 and 2 equals 3? Well, we know that 1 equals 1 will return true, but 2 equals 3 will return false. And because we are using the AND operator, then this entire statement will be equal to false because both statements aren't true. Then we have got the double pipe operator, which is the OR operator. This one will return true as long as one of the statements on the left or on the right are true. It only needs one, unlike the AND operator that needs both to be true. So let's create the same examples. 1 equals 1 or 2 equals 2 will of course return true because both sides are true. Now what happens for 1 equals 1 or 2 equals 3? Because even though 2 equals 3 is false, there is still the 1 equals 1 which is true. And remember, the OR operator only needs one of its sides to be true in order for the entire statement to be true. So for a recap, the AND operator needs both sides to be true, and the OR operator only needs one of its sides to be true. Let's check out a few examples inside of our C# script. How about we create a bool variable called complex statement, and we'll set it equal to 5, less than 10, and 5 not equal to 5. Then we'll copy paste this line and we'll change the name of the variable to be complex statement 2, and we'll change it to use the OR operator. Now let's have a think about what will get printed out. So the first one is using the AND operator, so we know that both sides need to be true in order for the entire statement to be true. Okay, so 5 less than 10 is true, but 5 not equal to 5 isn't true, so that is enough to make this entire statement false. How about the second one? Well, in this one, we are using the OR operator, so we know that only one side needs to be true in order for the entire statement to be true. So 5 less than 10 is true, so we can already stop right there because we know that the entire statement will be true. It doesn't matter if the second one is true or false. Alright, so our predictions are false and then true. Let's save and test it out inside of Unity. And yep, as you can see, we were correct. Okay, so let's conclude. In this video, we learned that there exists another data type that is called booleans, and this data type either contains the value true or the value false. We also saw that we could assign to these booleans statements that will get evaluated and that will either return true or false. To create these statements, we need to compare two things together, and so we learned about the 6 comparison operators that exist inside of C#, which are the double equal sign, the not equal sign, the greater than or equal to, the less than, and the less than or equal to. Lastly, we understood that we can make things a little bit more complex by combining multiple statements together with the AND OR operators. Alright, this marks the end of this video. In the next one, you'll find a small quiz to train your statement evaluation skills. I'll see you over there.